Buddy, you got the fart up your butt, buddy?
No,
You don't?
no, I don't have that shit.
What you up to, boy?
Nothing. Is it just me and you again?
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Big Beefin'. Season
You
1, episode
got
1 something or other.
the lights shining right on your fucking forehead.
I need to scoot back some.
It's just funny.
Well, so we had the baby shower Saturday.
You don't say.
You and our other co-hosts were there. Anything crazy happen at the shower?
Logan was trying to fight me.
Yeah, he was doing this. He's like putting up his dukes. He's like trying to.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing.
He wanted to jab you. That's why I just pick him up and put him on the ground. I mean, shit. I don't know what Kool-Aid he's been drinking.
That was fun. Nico and Sebastian didn't really say much.
Well, they were upstairs playing the whole time.
Oh yeah.
They're playing.
Something's going on with Sebastian's hair.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. It looked like mine. It's fucking bizarre.
It could be alopecia, which if that's the case, he's too young for alopecia, but you know,
It
his
looked
mom.
like he had he got like the tailgate of a truck backed over his head, and it was scarred. That's what it looked like.
I don't think that was it, but all right.
Yeah, yeah, man, he was in the middle of me and Naomi were over there having a conversation, and he just walked straight in, like didn't say nothing, didn't say hey, didn't wait for a pause, just walked straight in. Shane, I need to get that Wii. Shane, you got that Wii? And I'm like, Sebastian, get it when I got a second. Give me a second, man. Shit. And then I made a comment underneath my breath about autism or something, and it was like Shane. And I was like, well, shit, man.
He's got it.
Damn, get some social cues in.
They don't recognize that. That's what autism is.
That's why you got to beat it into them.
Yeah, tell me how good that works for you.
Well, it's
see
like,
what does it say about that shit.
He could have waited for a pause or something, but shit, man, is it that important that he gets that fucking Wii? Here's what his cockamamie plan is. He wants to take that Wii. Okay, so apparently that's their Wii, and they have our Wii. And on their Wii, they bought a bunch of old games. That's like 5 games. That's all they bought. 5 old, either NES or GameCube games that you could buy on the virtual console. Okay.
What did they buy?
Like 5 old fucking video games. I can't remember which ones they had, but it wasn't that many. But I guess when the Wii went out, the disc drive went out because they're cramming those fucking discs in there wrong and dirty as fuck.
They don't take care of it. Yeah, yeah, they're kids, man. Kids don't do that shit.
They brought it over to me to take care of it, to fix it. Well, all these damn consoles, when you go to remove that faceplate, that first faceplate, most of them are connected to the actual console. That's why they're lit up. They have a wire running into the console. So you can't just pop it off and then be done with it. Like if you pop it off like that, you're going to pull the wire out. Well, that's what happened. I pulled the wire out. So I was just like, fuck it. I just put the project, I said, look, just take my Wii. I haven't used the damn thing in forever. Just take mine. And so I let them have my Wii. Well, the problem is they want those games on that old Wii on the new Wii. They want them moved over. And I don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing. I don't think that shit will work. I think you have to download them. I don't think you can just put them on a memory card and move it over.
Maybe you could do. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Memory card.
Well, that's what he's thinking, but I don't think that shit's going to work. So I let him have the fucking console. I was like, look, I've taken the shit apart. It's fucking broken. Um, I ain't had time to put it back together. And I really don't want to spend the time to put it back together because it's a piece of shit. And, I'm sorry that you're probably all he heard. Probably all he heard. Hmm. He just, he just wanted that damn Wii, man.
So that's the thing about autism, is that they don't look at those sort of social constructs. They don't see that. That's, to them, it's not as important as what they want to do right then and there. So
Yeah.
it's all prioritizing. And I mean, if you were raised, in like an orphanage, or if you just didn't have contact with anybody other than like your parents, you'd have a similar lack of social skills.
The social skill. You ain't got the social skill. So, anything else happen? Did you have a conversation with mom or anything like that?
Yeah, she talked to me for a little while. Hang on, I want to play something. Hang on. Added to band shopping list. Well, not that. Hey, what are you? Yeah, stupid ad. You like to reference this movie a lot, so I figured you'd get a kick out of this.
Exactly are you talking about? I don't understand. Exactly the point, my young level-headed friend. I don't get it. Well, I rest my case.
Girl, smart with philosophies and things. That's why him and me is the songwriting team of our group.
Disclaimer: we don't own this. This is Sling Blade.
You gotta turn that off. You gotta turn that off. They're gonna kick the thing off of YouTube.
All right, well, let's fast forward it.
Just do it when Doyle's yelling. I know that's what you want to get.
I was trying to build up to it.
All you guys say, we ain't got no fucking microphone, Randy.
We don't need to fucking practice,
Randy. My God.
So what was he trying to tell them in that moment? Was he trying to say, don't take this so seriously, we're just fucking around?
No, they so he was you mean what Doyle was trying to tell the guys? Well, they were just talking about, trying to be serious about lyric writing and trying to be serious about practicing. And he's like, y'all need to just shut up because we're never going to amount to shit. He had that attitude. Like, this is never going to go anywhere. We're not going to do gigs. We're just playing in the backyard, drinking beer because that's the best we're going to do. That was his attitude, right? So when they keep on talking about, rehearsing and getting their shit together, he's like, fuck y'all.
Well, I mean, he was a contractor, right? Wasn't he in construction or something? I wonder where he got his inspiration from.
Just some regular country boy that, Yeah, he was in construction. He built homes, is what he said. He built people's homes, and he's like, I don't think you understand the type of pressure a man like me is under.
Well, I wonder where like Dwight Yoakam got that character from. I wonder what he was building off of.
And probably people that he knows. He's a country singer, so he's grown up in that environment. So he's probably met people like that.
People that are unreasonably angry.
Well, no, they're stressed because their job doesn't pay very well, and they've got drama going on at work. And I bet you he's got an ex-girlfriend or something like that. There's drama there, and he's got family issues, and they don't live very well off. They're pretty sure they're like right above the poverty line or lower middle class, maybe. And he's just worried about money. He's just worried about not having shit. I mean, he did have a nice truck. If you watch either the extended edition or maybe one of the deleted scenes or whatever, they all get in the truck when they're going to go get beer and ice, and his truck's actually kind of nice. It's a diesel.
Now, if what was the boy's name?
Frank.
So if little Frankie wasn't in the picture, how do you think it would have been with her and Doyle?
He would have beat the shit out of her.
Well, I guess that's that then.
Probably.
It's a good movie. For all those that haven't figured this out yet, Aaron's playing clips from the movie Sling Blade, the 1996.
I said that.
Quote classic film. It didn't do that well when it came out. People remember it from the guy who says, I like them biscuits and taters. Mm-hmm. Some people call it Sling Blade. I call it a Kaiser Blade.
It's kind of like the Big Lebowski. It didn't have a huge success, but
hey, boy,
you can quote it. You can pretty much say that whole fucking movie if you wanted to.
You just go sit there in your chair, I guess.
I reckon. What do you like that's good in there to eat? I like the French fries.
You got any mustard on them biscuits? I reckon I like them with mustard.
Yeah. Coffee makes me nervous when I drink it.
It won't give you any then shit. Yeah, so people will probably remember the biscuits and taters guy.
God damn it, Scooter, just get out of here.
Yeah, he's like, you fucking worthless, man. Like, Carl fixed this. He's like, you just put gas tanks in it, or put gas in the tank.
He was, he came over. He's like, Carl, you mind taking a look at this? Scooter's been trying to fix it for about a couple of hours now, and he's stuck. He puts the cap off, and ain't got no gas in it. And you could tell, like, the owner, he wants to be mean. He wants to say some mean shit right there, but he doesn't. This damn retard outsmarted you.
Damn, Carl's a whiz on those small engines.
Yeah.
So if Carl hadn't have met little Frank, would he still just be out there fucking walking around or working at the shop and just sleeping in the back?
He probably would have killed his dad.
Oh, you think?
I think he went to see his dad, and he's like, I studied about killing you a lot because you told me stuff about the Bible, and I read the Bible, and it ain't in there. Anyway, got to turn off the sound because another clip tried to play.
I wonder what he told him that wasn't in the Bible.
Are we gonna do this? We gonna try to imagine?
Probably some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it probably was.
Like, boy, the Bible says retards got to sleep in the shed in the dirt.
You don't get no bed. I can't get you no bed because God didn't provide it.
So his mom was banging some teenagers or something, right?
She was banging him on the side, yeah. And, the dad was, well, whatever. The dad was, this is what I find interesting. The dad was Robert Duvall in that movie. And Robert Duvall played the role of a preacher in another movie that got divorced from his wife.
The Apostle.
Yeah.
He also played a wife beater in The Great Santini.
I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah, he was a Marine. Yeah, boy. Sling Blade, good movie.
Yeah, it's got that dude that I think his wife killed him.
Oh yeah, John Ritter.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got murdered. I know No, I think
That was
he had kidney
sorry,
failure.
Tom
So
Arnold.
thinking of Phil Hartman.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold's still alive.
Fuck.
Yeah, because he was all over the news when that Roseanne controversy broke last year. You remember that?
No, I don't.
So they brought back the Roseanne TV show and they called it I was just fucking Roseanne. And one night, I guess she was drunk on Ambien, and she said this. Did you pause? Hello? No, I think we lost Aaron, but oh,
I'm
she
sorry.
she
Someone tried to call me.
oh, well, Roseanne was like drunk on she was drunk and she was using Ambien, and there was some woman that had made a comment about her, and she said made a comment like, "I'm not listening to that ape," and she didn't. She meant like ape, like a buffoon, like a you know, just a thick-skulled individual. Well, come to find out that it was a black woman, and she just didn't take it the right way, and so they fired Roseanne from the show, even though it was a hit. It was their highest-rated show because they brought it back and they brought back the original cast, but they just fired her and said you're out. And so now you got this show that John Goodman has to lead on his own without her, and how are they going to explain she's gone? Anyways, Tom Arnold was all over the news. He's like, "Oh, of course Roseanne's racist. I've been trying to say she's racist for years." So,
Well, John Ritter died in surgery. He had a
yeah,
tear in his aorta.
yeah, I knew it was something medical like that. You
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Phil Hartman was the one that got murdered? His wife shot him
yeah. Shot him with a shotgun. Do you know why?
in the club, shooting with Puff, bitch. You must have a mental disease.
You want me to play
Yeah,
that song?
I think she was just crazy. I guess. I think Joe Rogan was real tight with him, and I guess he knows more about it than anybody.
Why don't you get him on the show?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
What do you think he would fucking say?
He'd say a lot of shit, man. He put a post out saying that people should have the freedom to explore different chemicals in their body, and I was like, he sounds like that one guy, Paul. What was his fucking name? Hang on, I gotta Google search it.
Uncle Paul?
No, not our Uncle Paul. The drug lord,
Chapo?
Ross Ulbricht. He sounded like Ross Ulbricht, is what I said on his page. Ross
Uh,
Ulbricht.
I don't know.
You don't know who he is?
Nope.
He founded the Silk Road Marketplace on the dark web, which was an internet stopping point for all kinds of drugs.
Yeah. Rogan had a mushroom expert on there the other day. Fucking
Yeah.
knows everything there is to know about fucking mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan's got clout, man. He's got a reputation. He can get all kinds of people on his show. So if you were to have him on ours, he would bring some prestige to what we got going on.
I mean, really, how do you think that would go? Just play it out in your head. How the fuck would it go?
It'd go pretty good. I would want to ask him about his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu experience. He's like a second or third degree black belt.
So the whole show would be us interviewing him. You don't think he'd ask us any questions?
No, he'd ask us questions. It'd be fine.
What kind of shit do you think he'd ask?
Well, how long have you guys been doing this? What are you guys into? Have you been keeping up with this? Have you ever tried any of these drugs? You definitely bring up drugs. What do you think about aliens?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk to him about aliens because but see, the problem is I listen to his podcast enough to where it's like I kind of know the answer because he talks about it on the podcast.
Well, you
So,
know his stance, but the idea is that he gets to know your stance too.
yeah.
We could talk to him about Edward Snowden because Edward Snowden was on the show.
I just think he'd be, real critical of our setup, our fucking method.
He's not like that. He's a comedian, so he'd be cracking jokes, but
Yeah, cracking jokes and then trying to give us advice, which it's like,
you
yeah,
don't
man.
want that.
Well, you remember that he had that guy that built that repaired that Tesla on his show.
No.
So there's this guy that so Tesla won't let you. They don't have like mechanic shops.
This is Joe Rogan's show, not our show, just so y'all know.
Yeah, Tesla. Well, of course, Tesla doesn't have they don't have like aftermarket repair shops. Like if it breaks, you got to take it into the dealership, and then they do whatever they do. Um, well, I mean, the dealerships are few and far between. So this guy was like, how fucking hard can it be? I'm a smart guy. I'm an engineer. I know how to fix shit. So he took it apart and fixed it himself. So Joe Rogan was pretty impressed by this because, it's somebody taking, initiative and getting shit done. So he invited the guy on the show. Well, the guy was telling Joe, he was like, yeah, man, it was hard getting the schedule because I just had this other thing going on. And then your show came up at this time that was going to conflict with this other event I had to go to. And my boss was telling me I could pick one or the other, but I couldn't do both. And Joe was like, oh, yeah, man, it sucks. I'm glad you can make it, though. It's the only time I can fit you in. So he asked guys, so what'd you do? And he's like, so I decided to quit. And I'm going to open up my own shop and fix Teslas. And Joe was like, oh, okay. Well, good for you, man. He's like real supportive and shit. But I'm like, Joe, did you just hear what he fucking said? He quit his job just to be on your show. Like, he's not going to get any money out of this, So...
Yeah, it seems to me if you're going to do something like that, you need vendor authority, or they'll take your ass to court for civil suits or something like that. I can't imagine, Tesla would just let somebody do that without some sort of involvement. They can't just let you go work on their cars and you broadcast that. I mean, if you do it privately, that's one thing. But if you're trying to do a business with it and there are Tesla cars, then you got to have some sort of agreement there.
Well, yeah, to get their parts and shit. But if he's trying to do like workaround or something, he probably can.
Well, I mean, computer companies do it with their laptops. If you break into a laptop to fix something, it's like, well, if you void this, you void the warranty and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Same way with phones and all kinds of stuff.
Anyways, I was just like surprised the guy left his job to just go be on this talk show.
I think I did hear about this. I think you might have told me. I don't know, but it sounds familiar. It sounds like I've heard about this before.
Well,
We gonna ever get Daniel and John back on the show?
Well, John's on paternity leave right now.
We know that. That doesn't answer the question. So I submitted an idea to DCU Unscripted. Did you hear about that?
No.
No. Okay. It's they're trying to get audience input, and it's for new TV shows. So I pitched them a couple of ideas, and see if it goes anywhere. Which I don't know if it will, but I at least tried. I'm surprised you about it.
What is it?
TV show ideas for different TV shows. Mine's going to be a science fiction show.
What's the company?
DC.
DC Comics?
The DC Television's network that does like Arrow and all that other shit.
Oh, well, they were probably just asking for like stuff within their universe, like DC Comics becoming shows.
No, there was a website for it. It had all these instructions and it had all this criteria. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it. I just submitted my shit today. Well, today's the last day to do it. You got like another 45 minutes if you want to get on it.
Can you do it over the phone?
I did it over the phone, but you can also do it on a computer.
Let me pull it up on my phone and see if it's something I can do.
Yeah, DC Unscripted is what you got to search. For all the other creatives out there, if you want to try to do something with DC Studios, they're looking for content, I guess. I gotta say, man, I'm really not impressed with what DC's been putting out cinematically. The last movie I really enjoyed that they made was Man of Steel.
You know, like Joker? You know, like Joker?
Well, yeah, Joker was good, but it's there's not a continuation there. That was just one piece of the puzzle, So
that just they're doing another Joker.
I would like for more of that character to be played out, yeah. But they're redoing Batman, so that means they're gonna have to do another Justice League, and the guy that they got to play Superman, Henry Cavill, I think he fucking nailed it, and they had General Zod in the first movie, and he came back to life in the second movie. I thought, Man of Steel was badass. Batman versus Superman, I didn't really care, but I said the second movie comes back to life in the third movie. Anyway, Man of Steel was just an awesome damn movie. I really liked the way it was done. I liked the comedy in it. It was kind of funny, but not really funny.
Did you read the rules that says original, non-narrative, unscripted show ideas only? So it's not they're not wanting stories.
Well, I just put my shit out there, but I put another one that wasn't it was about meeting up with all these other veterans and getting their stories, kind of like what Adam Driver was doing, and getting these people back together that hadn't seen each other in a long time. It kind of the thing that happened with me over in DC is what inspired me to do it. I saw it in like 6 or 7 years.
It's more like YouTube shit. Like it's wanting like streaming stuff or game shows or quizzes or.
Well, they got some. Yeah, they want some of that stuff, but I mean, just put something out there. You never know.
Oh, I know.
Or not. Yeah, or don't do it. Just do what the fuck you want. Is Roger doing all right? He's not sick, is he?
No, he's fine. Well, you were just there Saturday.
Well, you said you were going to be late. I thought he might be getting sick again.
No. What did you were playing with him, right?
Yeah. Well, wasn't really playing with him. I was just trying to keep him from crying.
Oh, what was he crying about?
He wanted that hula hoop, and Jackson kept walking off with it. He would hold it up like right next to his head. This is mine, and start walking off. Mine, just saying mine over and over again. So, no, that's actually not yours. But kids don't understand sharing at that age, so.
Sharing and caring. Sharing and staring.
You do a lot of that, yeah.
So I was explaining Huh? What'd you say?
Did Naomi give you any grief about talking about her on your show?
Oh no. She don't listen to this. I was talking to this other lady at work today about have you ever seen that Clint Eastwood movie For a Few Dollars More?
Yeah.
So my ringtone on my phone, whenever somebody like sends me a text or something, it's that little pocket watch chime. You know that they duel over?
Yeah.
And here, I'll play it for you real quick.
You don't have to do that.
I'm going to play it right now.
Wow.
So, anyways, I looked up I was telling her about the story, and I was like, yeah. So what it's about? So there's this Mexican gang member, and he wants to rob a bank, and his thing is before he kills somebody, he has this little pocket watch that plays that chime, and he pulls it out, and when the music's done playing, he kills him. But he's fucked up because the reason why he got that watch, he took it off this woman who he raped, and she killed herself while he was raping her. And so, like, the woman I'm telling is like, good God, what kind of movie is this? I'm like, they don't actually show that. They just tell you that's what happened. And meanwhile, this older guy, Lee Van Cleef, he plays the bounty hunter, and he's looking for this guy. Meanwhile, Clint Eastwood is also looking for him, and there's treasure and all this shit. Well, come to find out at the end, Lee Van Cleef, he had a pocket watch that had the same tune. So the girl that he had raped and murdered was Lee Van Cleef's sister. And anyways, it's pretty neat little story.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. So I told her about that. Oh, I went and got some ice cream today.
What flavor was it?
Vanilla. But the cone was like really sweet. So I was telling people, I was like, it's like candy. It's like candy cone, but not the nasty Halloween shit that you get. Candy cone, you get it?
Yeah, damn it, I got it.
So, yeah. Well, I'll look at the DC. I don't know what kind of idea. What would you do? You could have like a
The
because
puppet show.
they have a couple reality shows already on their app. They have one where they like go to Comic Con and they're just there at Comic Con. They do that, and then they have another one where they take a panel of people like Kevin Smith's daughter. She's one of them. They got like the voice of you remember? Did you watch that show Freaks and Geeks?
Yeah.
You remember the kid that was the ventriloquist? Did
No.
you kid with curly hair?
Okay. Yeah.
So there's three friends. There's the tall nerdy one, and then there's the kid
Mhm.
with curly hair, and then there's the goofy one.
Well, he grew up, and his hair's it don't matter. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
He's
well,
in that movie Waiting.
huh?
Never mind.
Anyways, he's on there, and then every now and then they'll bring in like an actor, somebody, a well-known celeb, or somebody from a TV show, and talk to them about their role in the DC universe. So I mean, what else could you do? What else could you have? Like you said, reunion stuff. So you get like the cast of
Different,
Justice League. But,
different, because me in the military community, I'm really tied into that. There's people that don't see each other for long periods of time. One of my friends from when I went to Iraq, the last time anybody that I know has heard from him was 2012. He got a job at a steel mill in Pennsylvania, and he just kind of dropped off the map. That one guy that dropped me off at your house, and then he drove to California. He had glasses. He's from California. It was in your house in Arlington. Okay, you don't remember him. Anyway, he
yeah, I remember him.
okay, yeah, it's just getting louder and louder and louder. Anyway, I don't think anybody I know has heard from him in the last 5 or 6 years. So
I gotta. Oh, is he okay?
now I don't know. He was kind of struggling after Afghanistan. He had a
What's his
drinking
name?
problem.
Davey or something like that.
Hillary. His
Hillary.
last name was Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was struggling, and I tried to talk with him a few times through Facebook, but he kept going on Facebook and then off Facebook and then on Facebook, and then he went off Facebook and haven't heard from him since then. So
Probably
I don't know where he went. Huh?
Drogos.
Well, it's possible. Last I heard, he was still in the military, so I don't know.
Oh, well, maybe he's just been busy.
He wants to do 20 years. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he's trying to distance himself from those memories.
No.
Yeah.
Well, some people get busy and they. No, I guess what if I had to do like a game show, I would say like do a show about people that want to pitch, that want to draw for DC, like an artist competition, like and have like behind the scenes, like this is your chance to get published on an issue, and then you just talk about how they build up to it, like artists, comic book artists,
That's not a bad idea, but I maybe they've done that already. I don't know.
Well, they usually talk like how it's done. Like they'll have like Jim Lee show you how to draw something, or Todd McFarlane show you how to draw something.
I'm thinking of tattoo artists. They have competitions.
Yeah, something like that, like LA Ink, but not where they're like getting in your face and it's like this sucks. More like, all right, so this is what you got to do, and this is the time
You
frame.
think that'd be funny? That'd be funny.
Where somebody gets in your face and like, you can't draw right. This is terrible. How could you put this out here? You should be embarrassed.
It's an 8th grader's level. 8th graders can draw better than this. Put your head on that.
Yeah, I saw one where they tattooed Hugh Jackman's face, and like one of them just looked bad, and like that's on somebody's fucking ass for the rest of their life,
But there's ways to correct it.
I like the only show like that I watched wasn't really a competition. I watched the one with that chick, Kat Von D.
Oh yeah.
But you could tell that a lot of that shit was scripted. You could
Most
tell.
reality shows are scripted.
Because it's a lot of forced drama. Like things would just go from 0 to 60 in like fucking no time. One show that was real bad
Hell,
about it.
talk about this. No, fuck you.
Show that was real bad. You remember what was the Gold Star Pawn or whatever? The one from Detroit, the Detroit Pawn Show. Do you remember that?
I remember All Star Pawn or whatever the fuck it was called.
I can't remember which one, what it was called, but it was a pawn show, and it was in Detroit, and it was this dad and his son and his daughter. And his daughter was like over the jewelry department, and his son was supposed to take over the business. But he didn't really trust him, of course. Anyways, like the people would just come in and just lose their shit. Like they were constantly, like they had to have security guards armed to the teeth, always around, like they push people out. When you could start telling it was scripted because the first season, it was like all local Detroit people going in there, raising hell. And you could tell very obviously they were getting the poorest of the poor because they're selling shit like tube TVs. Nobody's going to fucking buy a tube TV, or fucking VCR. What the fuck are you doing, man? You take a VCR to the pawn shop, they're not going to give you anything. They might give you a $5 loan that you got to pay back with 20% interest for your fucking VCR.
That you gave them.
people would get pissed, but then like in seasons, like the later seasons, like it was people that you could tell were actors. Like they would be like super nerdy or hippies. You'd be like, no man, this is oppression, man. Like just not, and it's like they were walking in there looking to start shit. So I'm sure it was scripted.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So a friend of mine, we were over here talking a couple weeks ago, and he said something that one of his friends was telling him about. He's like, yeah, I just started adding videos to all these different porn channels, and instead of it actually being porn, it's what the title says it is. So it's like stepmom helps stepson with laundry, and it's just a stepmom doing his laundry.
And what's that for? What's he pitching that for?
He's putting it on these different porn sites, and instead of it actually being porn.
Have any of them went up?
Do what?
Have any of them went up?
Yeah. He's uploaded like 20 videos of his stepmom or people of his family just doing shit, and he puts that title on there that you would expect to see on a porn channel.
So what are people saying when they watch it?
It's genius.
Nobody's giving it like down ratings or nothing?
Well, I'm pretty sure they will eventually, but it's like he's riding the wave right now. Everybody's like, this is great. I came here for porn, but I'm not getting any of that.
Oh, we already did our episode where we reviewed porn comments.
Yeah, I felt unclean after that shit, man.
Oh, we didn't even really do that deep of a dive. We kind of just scratched the surface.
And I don't think I want to dive that deep because after that one dude said the whore was fat, I was like, I can't keep doing this. They're gonna start getting bad. You said one about like fucking ass cheeks and.
It was getting to the point where like we were starting to look at like the disabilities and just all kinds of fucking like midgets,
tentacle porn. No.
You go down a dark hole and you never come out.
No, you don't. You end up like Quagmire on Family Guy, where his arm's like twice the size it should be.
All right.
Giggity, giggity.
I had a guy that I used to see at work, and he'd always say, "All right." And he killed himself.
Fuck.
So I've worked with a lot of people that kill themselves. Alcoholism is a long, dark tunnel.
Yeah, I know a guy that he got himself in a bad way. He had been in an accident where he like melted half his eye, and he's just spent his weekends drinking because his military career was over. He was about to get stepped out because of the accident, and everything that he was trying to do with his military career was in the toilet now. So all he did was drink. And after one weekend of binge drinking, he's like, dude, I've got a problem because I spent the last 2 hours talking to my dead uncle. I need to stop.
When I was
There's no reason I'm talking to him, but I'm talking to him.
I had this guy that come in a few times, and real nice guy. Was always kind of funny and stuff. We'd always be, BSing around, and I had to go out and check his car to make sure he had the machine on there, the breathalyzer, and or if he didn't have a breathalyzer, to see who picked him up or who was taking him. So I go outside, and it's like I'm walking out there, and I'm like, "Hey man, I got to go check your ride." And we're standing there at the door, and he's like, "Oh, well, I got to admit something to you." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I drove my own car up here." And I'm like, "Well, do you have a machine?" And he said, "No." And I'm like, "All right, man. Well, we got to go back inside and talk." He's like, "No, no, no, man. I'm just playing. My ride's right here." And his wife was there, and she picked him up. And he just, he was laughing. He was just trying to pull a fast one on me, trying to be funny. And I was like, "Well, man, I'm glad you're just joking around, because this was about to go south real quick." And he's like, "No, man, I wouldn't do that." Next day, that girl comes in. She says, "Hey, you're so-and-so's officer, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she said, "He hung himself last night." That was it. They just had a newborn kid and everything.
Probably because he was wanting to drink, and he's like, "Well, if I drink, I'm not going to stop drinking, so I'm just going to die."
What was? I had that one. I had another guy that lost everything he had. He lost his job. His wife left him. He lost his house, moved into a trailer, lost the trailer, moved into an apartment. And then everybody was taking money from him, and he was drunk all the time, so he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And one night he just walked across 4 lanes of traffic.
Smash.
Hit and dead. I had one guy that was actually an author. He wrote a book. And
Oh, yeah?
he didn't commit suicide, though. I mean, well, he kind of did by drinking. Like, he's psoriasis of the liver. Killed him. But,
Yeah.
I had one dude that was like he was the poster child of this drug treatment program in Dallas. They did articles about him, news reports. And then one day I get a call from an Arlington PD detective. Said they found him with a needle in his arm. He'd shot up on heroin.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories about how powerful heroin is, because, people don't typically overdose on meth, right? But it is hard to quit. With heroin, they do overdose, and they overdose a lot. There were guys that came through the treatment center I worked at. There were guys that came through there, and, I want to say of the 4 that I heard about that killed themselves, 3 of them were for heroin overdose.
Yeah, it's bad shit, man. Bad voodoo. So we got to get working on this fucking Crybaby Creek movie.
Who's we?
Gotta get this fucking thing in the can, man. Gotta get some planning done.
I don't know what you're fucking waiting on. Just like you don't ever bring special guests on. You're not working on the format for the new show. You're what are you doing?
Raising a child. Yeah, I guess what we need to do is we got the script. I need to make sure I got all the cast members, and then we just need to plan a date and just get it done. Well, Lexi said she was in on it, so
That's good.
hopefully shit don't change between now and then.
Uh,
Did you hear
I don't
about?
think.
Did you hear about her dad and their mom?
Uh-oh.
They got divorced.
Damn it.
Her mom left him for a woman.
Shanna?
Yeah.
You
She's
pull my
seen.
leg?
She joined the other team.
What?
She joined the other team.
When did this happen?
About a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that some stuff's been going on between the two of them for a long time, because she stopped showing up around family gatherings, and he didn't really talk to us about her. Maybe he talked to his brother and sister about her, but he didn't really tell us what was going on. That's a shame, man. I've always thought they were a good family.
Oh, they waited till the kids were out of the house.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's good. At least they did that.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah, fuck, man, it sucks. I mean, and you know what? there was a side of them that I didn't find out about until I went to New York, because there was this guy that was in the acting troupe we were a part of, and he knows more about our cousin Daniel than either of us. He's known him for freaking 15 something years. His family knows him. His name's Irvin. And Irvin was telling me things about Daniel. I was like, how do you fucking know all this shit? He's like, because we're close. It's like, God damn it. We're first cousins. And I don't know any of this stuff.
What was it he was saying that he knew?
About things that he does outside of work, what's been going on with his life, stuff going on with his kids, like his youngest daughter, McKenna. She went off with her boyfriend and they're living together. And I was like, man, I didn't think Daniel was ever going to let that fly, but he's apparently cool with it. And
you don't look at Facebook?
I don't look at their shit, no.
Oh, well, you'd know all that stuff if you looked at his Facebook.
Oh, yeah?
Man, you may not remember this, but one summer we went to the local pool there in Corsicana by Jester Park. Remember that little pool? The pool. Do you remember?
I shook my fucking head, yes, man.
It wasn't an emphatic yes. It was like whatever. Just tell the fucking story. That's what the headset looked like.
That was it. That was exactly it. Just tell the damn story.
Do you remember the pool, the city pool in the can?
Yeah, I remember the city pool.
All right. So there was one summer where Mom was dropping us off there a couple times, while she was working. So we'd be there all fucking day. And well, we were there one time, and I recognized this girl, and it was Hope. And I was like, oh, hey, it's her cousin. And she said, hey, and we played for a little bit. And then, like, this other group of girls walked in, and they were, a little bit older than me. So I was in high school at the time, so you could tell they were like seniors. I was like a freshman. And it was Cindy, and it was like, I guess, her entourage, her friends. And they all had, like, sunglasses on, their bathing suits. And I walk up, and I'm like, hey, Cindy. She totally didn't say hi, didn't look at me, didn't act like she knew who the fuck I was. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
You're cramping her style, dude. This random boy coming up talking to her.
I mean, fuck, man. Well, I mean, the tides have turned. Now, I mean, she probably doesn't even remember it, doesn't know it, but I fucking remember it. And
you remember everything that happens as a mark against you, man. You don't let shit go.
She invited me to her daughter's birthday, so as far as I'm concerned, it's water under the bridge. But fuck, man, you could have at least.
It's not exactly. It's not water under the bridge.
I don't understand what was wrong. What was wrong with what I was doing?
It sounds like you need to ask her that. Why don't you get her on the show?
We're gonna fucking remember it. That's like a blip in her radar. That's like if I, talked about a time I popped a pimple or something. She's not gonna fucking remember.
Yeah, whatever.
She's not gonna remember that shit. Maybe she didn't know who I was. I don't know.
No, she is going to remember it because she's going to be embarrassed that all her girlfriends saw this strange guy come and talk to her that they didn't know.
What's wrong with me? How am I strange?
They didn't know you. That's what makes you strange. They didn't know who you were.
Well, I mean, I identified myself.
Hey, well, did you say I'm your cousin Shane? Or did you just say, hey, it's me, Shane?
I just said, hey, cuz, what's up?
Did she look at you like that? So that's what it is. That knee-jerk response, like, get the fuck away from me.
I mean, did she run the place? Was it her fucking pool? Did she own the city pool? I mean, we were all swimming in the same shitty water. I mean, I pissed in the water. Swam in my piss. What's the fucking problem?
You made it a point to go pee in that water too. It's like, she's about to get in this motherfucker. I'm gonna piss in it.
I don't know. I could be remembering wrong. Maybe she did say hi at some point, but I just remember that look when I said, hey, cuz. And I was like, man, fuck you, man. Shit.
Fuck you. Now, I remember I'd come back from my military training, and I was meeting the family, and I'm wearing my uniform and shit. And I think maybe when I went over to Daniel's house, two of the people there talked to me the whole time I was there. It's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Man, when I had the ability to drive, like when I first got my car, and they were having family events and shit, it was always playing dominoes, sitting around, watching sports, drinking, and being loud. And I was like, "This is not what I fucking do, man. I'm not gonna go hang out with my family to watch sports and get drunk like that. Like if it was like a late night thing and we were getting hammered, but like, cause I took me and Jamaica for my bachelor's party. Dwayne and Jacob went out with us, and I was fucking acting crazy that night. But you know, I don't know. I don't know, boy. And Jacob asked me one time, he's like, why are you leaving already? And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do here? What do I have to fucking do here? What am I going to do? I could go home, play a video game, watch a TV show, get on the internet. The fuck am I do sitting here talking to y'all? What I should have been doing, I should have got my ass to drive to go watch that Rage Against the Machine concert at Woodstock. That's what I should have did. It's one of the biggest regrets I have, not going to that.
Yeah, you should have went, man, because they stopped touring, but do you have a chance now because they're going to come back and tour? They're reuniting.
It's the same. We're all old now. Back then, it was, I was young. I've just been able to drive.
It's exciting. And now you're tired all the time.
This wouldn't be the same, man.
Your back hurts. You don't want to go in there and stand in the hot pavilion.
I don't like concerts. They're loud as fuck. You can't hear shit. Anyways, those days are all gone, boy. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, we've all grown up, and then they've all had kids, and now their kids have kids, and
I'll do like Napoleon Dynamite and get that time machine.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Good.
Piece of crap doesn't work. I could have told you that. Of course, Rico had to fucking do it. He was in love with the 1980s. Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
The good old days. So, anyways, man, I forgot. Oh, I watched this documentary about the Chinese.
I saw your Facebook post.
Yeah, one family, one child. This fucking woman was like, "Yeah, I committed 50,000 to 60,000 abortions," and it's like, "Shit, man." And they were showing this artist he was talking about, and he was like, everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid, and they didn't fucking care about anybody. And he actually, I've never heard Chinese like say fuck, so I guess I know. Anyways, and he was pissed about it. Well, what he did was he went to trash landfills, and he found embryos like in yellow sacks. They were in medical waste bags, just laying there out in the open. So he took photos of them, and then he did drawings of the photos, and then like, I can't remember what it was that some kind of government document or something, and he put the fetus up like on every part of the document and everything, just to show like all the babies that he had seen that died, that they threw away, just threw in the trash.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking bad, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Fucking liberal socialists don't understand the fucking path they're going on. Like these people, a lot of people they were interviewing, some of the old fucks, like not the old fucks, but like the boomer generation, they were still drinking the Kool-Aid. They were like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. We had to do it to save resources. It helped China out. Like this, we had to do it this way. But the younger people are like, but you were killing kids, that doesn't seem wrong to you. And you were sterilizing people. They sterilized like hundreds of thousands of people, just sterilized them. 10-minute procedure that they'd had these midwives just cutting these women. And, just bizarre shit. And you get to that from a point, like you just don't start off and be like, hey, no more fucking kids, y'all. Like you build up to that. And if the government has that kind of authority, then you're kind of fucked.
Well, it's something that they have to hang on. Excuse me. It's something that they have to deal with because they don't have a landmass like the U.S. They have severe population issues there, just like India has it. And I don't like that they do what they do, but you have to wonder what their alternatives are.
Well, they stopped it now. It was only for 20 years, from 1980 to 2015.
Only 20 years. God dang, man.
Well, 25 years. So
Well, abortion has, always been a subject that repulses me. It's when I look at it, I'm kind of like you. If there's a medical reason for the abortion, then I understand. I think there's a purpose for that. You save the life of the child or the life of the mom, specifically the mom, because you don't save the child's life by aborting. Anyway, if you abort the pregnancy to save the mom, I get that. The mom can always have more kids, or the husband doesn't want to live without the mom or whatever. But if you're just doing it because it's like this is a financial burden or an inconvenience, to me that's just not good enough. That's just not a good enough excuse, especially when I've seen videos and I've seen documentation and seen reports of how they do abortions. They rip those babies to fucking pieces when they're formed. If it's not formed and it's just, the amniotic fluid and the parts, they suck that shit out like a vacuum. Yeah. And it's pretty fucking disturbing. But, and then you got to be on the clinical side of it and say, with those stem cells and with the things that we get from abortion, we're able to do all these other things. And it's helping us, keep the population curtailed so that we're not overpopulating because people just don't fucking practice, contraception for whatever reason. And we have too many fucking kids. So, what side do you get on? Do I want the planet to last? Or do I want people to not kill babies? What's it going to be? I mean,
there's more planets. We could just go to another planet.
Yeah. Have we done that yet? That's not going to happen any fucking time soon.
Went to the moon.
Okay. A planetoid, not a planet. An orbiting satellite, if you will. My thing
is, everybody's, all these government programs, big government. Well, there's this fucking show they was talking about how.
That's your angle. That's your angle. I see.
Families in villages would have these little placards like by their house number, and it had stars on it. And if you're a good, productive citizen, you got so many stars. So like having one child got you a star, working get you a star, like all this kind of shit would get you stars. And then like people
sounds like a meritocracy.
Yeah, but it's communism. Like you're doing what the government tells you to do.
If it's for the public interest, is it really that bad?
Well, who decides what the public interest is?
Well, if it's not going down in the shithole yet, then I think they're doing an all right job.
Well, if you lived in China and you saw the documentary, I would say you'd say it went down the fucking shithole.
Yeah, it's really not that good out there. They're fucking rioting, and pollution's bad, and yeah, it's not a good situation there.
All right, boy, we've hit our mark.
You're just gonna cut me off. All right, yeah.
Time to
we're done. You're not even paying attention anyway.
At Big Beefin, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the above. We're gonna start working on our movie for real.
Froggy Fresh.
Money Maker Mike. Christmas.
I am the baddest of them all. You got to get that song. We got to get rights to that song so we can play that shit.
If you ain't got money. If I was ever like a pro wrestler or into like some kind of martial arts, that would be my theme music walking in. Like
that would be your intro song for AEW. You'd be running up to the stage. I am.
You want to go to AEW with me on December the 11th?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's $50.
I can get that together, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
Well, you're watching the show.
No, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to be doing here. Like I'm supposed to be leaving town, but I forgot that I was supposed to be somewhere on Thursday, and I'm going to have to cancel that but I'm at least going to have to come back on Friday because I got to be here on Friday to help the Thanksgiving setup at the Veterans One Stop so that all these other people can eat.
All right, we got Southeast Third. Check him out on his podcast, and we'll do this again.
I won't be available Wednesday.
All right. Good night, everybody.